The ocean roared like a restless beast under the steel belly of the USS Freedom, the Navy's most advanced aircraft carrier. Waves slammed against its hull as the crew scrambled under a sky bruised with storm clouds. The air was tense, charged with the energy of panic. The carrier's main catapult, the heart of flight operations, had jammed during a critical mission. Dozens of fighter jets sat stranded on deck, their engines whining, their pilots ready but helpless. The entire operation was collapsing. Commander Rachel Hayes, a decorated officer known for her composure, was now gripping the railing so hard her knuckles were white. "Engineering team, report," she barked through her headset, her voice cutting through the chaos. But every response came back the same. "Catapult system is offline, ma'am. We're out of time." They had only 30 minutes before a potential enemy strike zone would close in. Every minute mattered, every second of delay could cost lives. And then, through the confusion, a low, calm voice came from the side of the deck. "Maybe I can take a look at it." Heads turned. Standing near the deck entrance was an old man, his uniform weathered, his white beard fluttering in the sea wind. He wore a faded navy cap, the emblem barely visible. His name tag was barely legible, H. Mason. Few on board recognized him. He wasn't part of the active crew, he was a retired Navy chief, brought aboard for a ceremonial visit to honor veterans. No one expected him to be part of an emergency. Commander Hayes frowned. "Sir, with respect, this is a restricted zone. We're dealing with advanced hydraulic systems. We can't risk." But the old man didn't argue. He just looked out toward the catapult, where the deck crew was struggling with the jammed mechanism. His eyes narrowed with familiarity, like someone seeing an old friend in pain. "That's a Mark IV steam catapult," he murmured. "Designed back in the late 80s. I worked on that system before most of you were even born." The crew exchanged uncertain glances. One young engineer, Petty Officer Blake, hesitated. "Commander, he might know something. The manuals aren't helping us." Rachel exhaled. She didn't like it, but desperation overrode protocol. "All right, Chief Mason, you've got 5 minutes. Do whatever you can." The old veteran nodded once, calm and sure. He moved with a limp, each step echoing against the steel deck as thunder rumbled above. He reached the catapult housing, crouched down, and ran his hand over the metal as though he could feel the problem. The young engineers watched as he opened a maintenance panel with surprising confidence. "This isn't an electronic fault," he muttered. "It's a pressure lock. The auxiliary valve didn't engage when the main release jammed. You're feeding too much steam into the primary chamber, she's choking herself." The crew looked at him, astonished. "How do you even know that?" one asked. He gave a faint smile. "Because I helped design her cousin on the USS Ranger, 40 years ago. She's not broken, she's scared." He called for a wrench and a manual override rod, tools that hadn't been used in decades. The younger mechanics hurried to fetch them, unsure whether they were witnessing genius or madness. As he worked, lightning split the sky. The ship rocked under the storm's fury. "Chief, we need to launch in 12 minutes. Commander Hayes called out. "Then stop shouting and start praying," he replied without looking up. Sweat rolled down his temple as he twisted the valve assembly, his old hands trembling but precise. Each turn brought a hiss of escaping steam and a vibration through the deck. He adjusted the flow regulator, timing each pulse by ear. The others could only watch, holding their breath. Then, suddenly, clank. The catapult mechanism shuddered. The red warning lights flickered to green. "It's online," shouted Blake. Mason exhaled, his shoulders sagging with exhaustion. "Told you she just needed a little old-school care." Commander Hayes didn't waste a second. "Launch the jets." The deck came alive. The first F-A-18 roared forward, its engines screaming as the catapult hurled it into the storm. One after another, the jets took flight, their wings slicing through rain and wind. The operation was saved. When the last aircraft disappeared into the clouds, a cheer erupted across the deck. Sailors clapped each other on the back, shouting Mason's name. The old veteran stood quietly, watching the jets vanish into the horizon. His face softened, not with pride, but with a kind of peace. Later, inside the briefing room, Commander Hayes approached him. "Chief Mason," she said, extending her hand. "You just saved this mission, and probably all of us." He chuckled. "Just did what I used to do. Fix things before they broke the people using them." Hayes looked at him, realizing the deeper meaning. In a Navy filled with advanced AI systems, digital readouts, and automated diagnostics, it took an old sailor, one who remembered the soul behind the steel, to bring it back to life. Before he left the ship, the crew gathered on deck. The storm had passed. The ocean was calm again. Commander Hayes gave a salute. For service past and present, thank you, Chief Mason. The old man saluted back, his eyes reflecting the setting sun. Don't thank me, Commander. Just remember, machines may change, but heart never does. Respect it, and it'll always come through when you need it most. As he walked away, his silhouette faded into the horizon, the sea breeze catching his worn cap. On the deck of the USS Freedom, his legacy stayed behind, engraved not in metal, but in memory. And somewhere in the deep rumble of the waves, it was as if the ship itself whispered in gratitude to the forgotten veteran who remembered how to make it breathe again.